Recording. Do a 3 count. 3, 2, and. Welcome to Engineering Influenza Podcast from the American Council of Engineering Companies. And this week we are having our incoming Executive Committee orientation. That's a 2-day, really just information download, not only on XCOM roles, responsibilities, but then also essentially everything that we do here at ACEC National, department by department. And we have our incoming vice chairs coming in to take part in the orientation. And of course, our chair-elect, Gary Raba, is part of that as well. And I'm very pleased to have him on the program today. Gary, welcome to the podcast.
Well, thanks, Jeff. It's awfully nice to leave a very warm Texas to come to a cold D.C.
Yeah, cold, frigid D.C. Now, in theory, it's supposed to actually get warmer at the end of the week, but right now it's not nice.
They always say there's only 2 people that can lie and get by with it.
Yeah.
One's a politician, one's a weatherman.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
So
exactly.
We'll see whether warm or not.
Well, I'm glad that you faced the cold and came up here and for these 2 days, and it's a great opportunity to kind of level set, meet the incoming vice chairs, kind of get an idea of what's going to be happening in the future. As our chair-elect, I mean, you've been engaged with ACEC now for a very long time. You've had experience from really from the government affairs side to just helping us shape strategy. Coming in as our incoming chair, what are you looking to do? What are your main priorities and what do you want to accomplish?
Well, let me go back to one of the comments that you made.
Yeah.
It is so important to get the new executive committee members into the headquarters to meet the people.
Yeah.
Because it's really you guys that are really supporting all of us members out with our MO organizations and even just down to the individual firms or the practitioners, the big companies and small companies. So thank you to you all for what you all do.
I appreciate it.
It is really good. I think I sat in here a couple of years ago maybe, and I think I told the story. I've had a lot of opportunities to participate on boards and for-profit, non-for-profit. But when I take a look at everything that's just tied to the engineering profession, this association is so strongly adhered to the theme of engineering. It's the business of engineering.
Yeah. I
mean, it's the business of engineering. That's what our peer group, I hope, sees within the membership, but both at the MO level and at the national level with their advocacy program. I say this repetitively over and over and over again, but it's get into politics or get out of business.
Yeah.
I mean, everything that we do in our business, whether it's a simple rule and regulation to what happens on the national level with federal rules and regulations and fundings to the different agencies, public agencies, impacts all of our engineering businesses, as well as a number of other professions.
Yeah.
This next year, one of the things I had the privilege of doing was looking at what the former planning cabinets have done. And for those of you that don't know about planning cabinet has some fixed charges in our rules and our bylaws, and that is monitor where we are, excuse me, with respect to our strategic plan. And then the incoming chair has an ability to add a couple things that would do. We had Art do, I think, is still one of the most brilliant deals, and that was the MO strengthening program.
Yeah.
100%. Gary's got another motto that all fires start small. And so even our smallest MOs, we need to reinforce and give them good business practices and how to do things and make sure that they're looking at, from an advocacy standpoint, what's happening in their legislature. Jay's bringing stuff in with the essentiality of engineering.
Yeah.
Workforce development. Things that really are not short term. They're long term. They are very long term. So when you say, when people say, Gary, what are you going to do? I'm like, when I go back and look over the last 6 years of planning cabinet, we had some really good ideas, but they died because they didn't get carried on to the next level. So we as an organization need to be thinking long term, not short term, a calendar year at a time.
Yeah.
But how do we take some of these really great ideas and make them
Perfect.
forever? Yeah. There's another association I belong to. I love what their motto is: today, tomorrow, forever. How do we make some of these things forever?
Yeah.
And we got to change that short-term mentality that we have to long-term. So, there's a couple of things I have in mind, but it's all about strengthening what we already have. and making sure we follow through with it.
I think we benefit from having a lot of the infrastructure laid to get those things started and get them going for permanence. The roadshow, I think, is a good example. Working to get that established, getting the infrastructure in place, and then keeping it as a growth opportunity to address additional things. First essentiality, but now workforce. And that I look at that and I say, okay, 10 years down the line, what is the roadshow? Because it's not going to stop. It's just going to evolve into something else. Workforce development, same thing. Where do we find ourselves? I mean, in the question of workforce development, where do you think ACEC's sweet spot is? Is it, people are talking, K through 12, or is it going to be the middle school time, or is it going to be, university? Where do you see us best fitting?
Easy answer is the leader.
Yeah,
we definitely have to be the leader. Not to knock all the other trade associations I belong to, but we're leaders, and we need to be leading. And where we're going to go to, every one of our peer associations that deals with engineering profession has some form of this already in the program, so the programs exist. Yeah. What we lack is a leader tying these all together in a coherent package, and that's where we need to be.
Yeah,
we need to be the company, the group that says, "You guys are doing this, and you're doing it great. Why replicate it? Yeah. You guys are doing this, and it's great. You guys are doing this. Now let's tie these all together on a broader perspective. Yeah. So we're not just reaching K through 12 or K through 16 for that matter. I guess 16 is college, but still take all of these things together and combine them." It just makes sense.
Yeah.
Why go? We don't need to recreate something that already exists, but what we need to be is the leader in combining all of those efforts.
I agree with you. I think it's that opportunity, and I think we have the vision, or at least the perspective, to be able to say, okay, everybody's doing something. Instead of reinventing the wheel, let's bring it under a common banner here. So it's not this group is doing workforce or this work. It is the engineering industry, from the individual engineer to the business hiring those individual engineers. They're all singing from the same song sheet. And it's up to us to actually convene that and organize.
100%. And I believe if we do that, and we put egos aside, we as an industry and a profession will be a hell of a lot better off in 5 years from now than we are right now.
That's the way lawyers are. That's the way doctors are. And as far as where we are and rating that, I mean, without the engineer, you're square one. You're
right
past that.
We all address our market, our membership. Now let's just go put a force multiplier on everything that we're doing.
Exactly.
So how that was pretty non-committal, but
but it's great to hear of it. So it's not just doubling down on the things that have been started, but it's making sure that we continue to do those things.
I was looking at today, tomorrow, and forever.
Yeah.
What are we going to be doing forever? So that's what we got to do.
What are you hoping to get out of the next 2 days?
Get the newly elected executive committee members oriented to what we're doing. It's just a
fire hose. I mean,
it is 100%.
Yeah.
It is a lot. A lot of them came prepared though, and during the interviews down in Austin when we had them, and so they've already done a lot of their homework. But now this is just kind of just being able to give them a refresher at a slower pace, and so that they can ask questions.
Yeah, we're going to try and not make it death by PowerPoint.
No,
reconsider what they're doing.
Well, and they need to know what you all and how you all support. I mean, I can't think of any of you all at National that I haven't called or emailed or texted said, I need help with this.
That's why we're here.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, that's the other thing, the MOs. I mean, I hope that the vice chairs help with their regions is just to remind them that we are here because their success is our success. I mean, the more wins we have at the state level, the stronger the federation is, the more capable we are to do the things that you just talked about.
100%.
So we need to just beat the drum, keep the drum beat going.
Yeah, and I think the three that we have in there now, we're excited to be here.
Yeah.
They haven't stopped talking yet, so
okay.
Now it's time for them to start listening a little bit what we're doing. But I think it's going to be very productive. I know it's going to be a very productive meeting.
Well, fantastic. I look forward to you taking on the reins as board chair after Mr. Wolverton. And again, registration will be opening pretty soon for our spring convention in Washington this May. And That's where, as a ACEC member, come on down, take part in the advocacy, meet Mr. Raba, and get engaged as an ACEC member. And until then, I again thank you very much for being part of the program.
Thank you.
This has been Engineering Influence, a podcast from the American Council of Engineering Companies, and we'll see you next time.